And no need is like this.
So, Rudy, eating a hot dog. Interrupting you while you eat a hot dog. How excited are you to ride today?
I'm really excited. It's raining, it's cold, it's windy a bit.
Question, what's your favourite track?
Gosport.
Yeah, Gosport's a good one.
Yeah.
Just ground.
Stand him up.
European number 3, that is champion, not to move the ball to into that very beat. He's going to run out the top 3. We battle into turn number 1 in race 3-4-2. Leo Porter would shuffle back to 4 as it stands. Markins also in the mix as well. Music comes down that third straight. Cornish, White, Wall in 2, Martin in 3. Oh, sorry, Russell in 3. Stringham in 4. Cornish music, so racing highlight down that final straight.
This is not responsive.
Here we go, then the Nigel the Bradford rider trying to get involved. And Bradley is the rider. We hit them through open doors in the Bradford Poacher set. Who's it getting harder? Gonna be equal to the right in the Moto. Back and back to number 1 out in front. Kyle's corner, semi-final. Heads to the first into the turn, but he's going to be on his harder. Picking up there's a big pile up. 1, 2, 3, right on. Let's go. 3 top. Stop down to the middle. 1 to 3. 5 to 4. It's gonna be Nine to 12-year-old Perusa B final hits the track, then heading towards turn number 1. Thompson, Lebras, Hall, King, Stylex, Barnard, Claus, Gunnison and Bishop all on track. You are looking at Jet Thompson leading this one up for Gosport National Race Team. He's going 1 and 2 with Arno Steinmetz out of Burnham BMX Club. Ashton Club 2 riders as they come through the third straight, looking like the Bradford Bandits crew are in there as well. That's Charlie Lebras in 3. Who's the rider picking up 4? Looking like that could be Ocean King heading down the final straight. He's going to wrap up the top 4 spot as Thompson picks up the B final win. 9 to 12-year-old cruiser. Final number 2, the 9 to 12-year-old cruisers hits the track, heading for turn number 1. You are looking at GT Factories, Leighton Harding. Harding leads it into the turn. Who's out there with him? Got to be Harry Swales, doing it for fast signatures, heading for that second corner. Huey Rose is near in 3. Who's looking like Cotton's Wood? Oh, Cotton and Hall, elbow to elbow, the battle's out front as well. Swales and Hall, elbow to elbow through the third straight. Swales looking for Hall, he didn't quite make it stick. Cotton shuffled back to R5, down the final straight, and Harding, Swales, that's the order they're going to wrap it up. Looking like it was Gosport National Race Team in there for 3. Right, on Arnold Wilnells, Western Hunter Mallion, and Ben Millington in and out of turn number 2. This is Dean McKenna. Will Knowles in that second spot. Hard Dogs by coaching for Eddie Warwick in there in 3. Malian back in 6. Come on. Looks like Owen Miller's going to pick up that 4. With Westwood in 5. Right, here we go. 13 and 14-year-olds heading down the hill. Corty's gonna get a whole shot in the there. Oh, Logan, what a move in that first turn. Pushed him right to the end. And he's there in that second spot as he goes into the corner. Alfie Sim in there in 5 at the minute, doing it for more bicycle motocross. And it is Corty out in front. Corty, Rowan, Hindley, Ted Smith, Norman, Alfie Sim, Florida, Fabian's looking for a 4. Stephen Norman to the line. Who's gonna get it? Sim with the 4. 15, 16, 12. Word. Rider straight over the front of his bike. Theo Cam, I think that was. You are looking at Javelin out front. Widdowson in 2. Davidson's working his way into 3. That's Joe Little in 4. That's going to be a front 4, bringing it down to the stride. Wow. Theo Cam used to press the ejection button. Right, we are back on. 15-16A final. Yeah, let's have a look. Sean Brown, Stanley Palmer. In and out of the turn, we got John O'Harady getting underneath in that first. Oh, 1, 2 riders. Stanley Palmer and Jack Walford getting caught up in that first turn. Both all right and walking away. So as they head towards the final corner, it's going to be, is that McSwitty in there in that 4th spot, chasing down John O'Harady. I think it's Vincent Coburn in that 2nd spot. Sean Brown taking the win. It's Brown, Coburn, Harady, McSwitty. Your top 4. Thirty, 39-year-old cruisers hit the track. The original Tom Palmer's on the inside, headed for turn number 1. Palmer leads it out. Livingston is in there in 2. He's Popel. He's picking up 3. His teammates in about 6 at the moment, heading into turn number 2. But it's all about crucial gang at the moment. Palmer's under pressure as they bring it back towards the final turn. His elbow bashing into the turn. Popel with the high low. Oh my word! How on earth both of them guys are staying all right? It's going to be Palmer. Popel, Livingston, up to top 3. Proud in full. Wow, oh wow. Right, here we go. Heading down the hill, 40 to 44 cruiser. Briggs Evans, he's looking for the win tonight to wrap up the national title. He's out in front, Eaton's in there in 2, Dixon in 3. Andy Lord's on the inside in about 4 at the moment. Evans has already had one all round on the floor this weekend. Friday practice, they saw some stuff on the week 2. It's going to be Evans, Dixon, Eaton, bringing it to the final corner. Evans is going to take it home, your first national champion of the year. One rider down in the final turn. Evans takes it. 45, 49-year-old cruiser B5. Star leads it out. He's got Anthony LaBrasse right there with him, heading for turn number 2. Moto 1 race team. That's Kev Merrin. He's getting busy out front though. It is all about the Powerhouse race team. That is Graham Starks. And they got out front. He's checking out our final turn. LaBrasse doing all he can to close the gap down through the final straight. It's going to be Star. LaBrasse, that's your 1 and 2 Merrin in 3. 45, 49-year-old cruiser 8. 45, 49-year-old cruiser bruisers are charging for turn number 1. Watson and Marco have been striking it out all season long down these first straight. And it is going to be Watson leading into turn number 2 for BMX Winner Photography. Watson, Marco out front, running away with this one. That's going to be Neil Harbour on a sorted race gear in there in 3. Who's picking up 4? Looking like that could be a bolt Glasgow motocrosses. Dave Stokes in and out of that final turn. Simon Tugel, PJ Tugel's in there in 5, but it's going to be Watson, Marco, that's your front 2. Harbour rounding out the podium. The final for the 50 to 54 cruisers. Let's walk the second. 92, Little in 3. Big old queue, it's like Greg's on a Friday lunchtime as they go into that second corner. Elbows flying left and right. Control. Brett Knight has had the lap from the dog. Stuart Little's in there in 3. That looks like Stephen Northern in there in 4. Porter takes it from Knight. Little rounds up the top 3. Right, here we go, Hilly, where is he on the inside, battling with Stephen, comes out towards turn number 1, Darren Reedy's not done yet, he's worked his way into 2, that people are in there in 4, Archibald in 5, Oggy's in there in 6, in and out of that third, Alan Hill, he's got Darren Reedy on his back, Milton Reedy close enough to make the move. Doesn't look like it. Alan Hill, Darren Reedy, Stephen Hassel, that's going to be a 1, 2, 3. Archibald in 4, people in 5. 55 plus cruising. Here in that 2 spot, where is James Musgrove? He's on the outside at the moment and he's got David Knowles working his way on the inside into turn number 2. Knowles then picks up the 3 spot, so it's Brown, Noble, Knowles, that's your front 3, heading for the final turn. Musgrove is in there in 4, that looks like the 9, 4, 5 and 5. Gotta be Stephen Joy in that final turn, doing for British BMX. Heading down to the wire, it is going to be Brown with the win. 55 plus cruiser, oh my word, hang on to your Wiggins and David Hayes in and out of turn number 2. Looks like Retro Racing out in front. Here comes Fast Signatures trying to work their way in. Oh, couldn't quite make it stick. Well, we're just losing it in the final turn. David Hayes charging towards that line. He's going to end up inside the top 3. Right, 17 to 29-year-old cruisers heading down the hill. This one's going to be an absolute banger. It is Brooks and Wilson on the inside. Esselmon's trying to thread the needle. Oh, Kangaroos being made for the score. Diamond excellent off the side of the track, trying to get it back on. From meanwhile, Alex Brooks and Daniel Wilson. It's a rub racing 1-2 as they head towards the final corner. Scoring's in 3. Brooks has a quick look to see where Wilson is. Answer right on his back wheel. It's going to be Brooks, Wilson, Doran, Rocky O'Brien. He's going 1 and 2 with Trinity Cameron out of Urban Air BMX. Heading in towards that second corner. DC Cycles, Molly Nice has threaded the needle in that second turn and gone from 3 to 2. So it is McFall, Nice, Cam, that's your front 3. Who's in there in 4? We're looking like Hannah Hedges out of Pro Star BMX on the 11 plate. In and out of that final turn, Josie McFall. She's going to pick up this 17-29-year-old women's cruiser B final win. 17 to 29-year-old women's cruiser A final. 17 to 29-year-old women on the go for the big wings, heading for turn number 1. It is Carpenter on the inside with Hannah Drew. He's right in next to her into the first corner. So it is Carpenter, Drew, the Carney's in there in 3. Winsford, she's in about 5 at the moment, looking for a way round. Alonso in there in 4. Alexis McCartney though, chasing down your race leader. That's Anya. Annalise Cameron Carpenter heading for the final turn. Last year's national champ, NSR Foundation on the jersey. It's going to be Carpenter picking up the cruiser final win. The Carney platoon, and it looks like Anya Matt and Alonso going to nick 3 on the line. Right, here we go, 55 plus cruisers heading down the hill. This one's gonna be a banger. Bentley on the inside, couldn't quite make it. Nick Hopper getting involved as well. That looks like Michael Goff in the mix as well with Billy Stubble backtracking at the moment, but pushing hard. But it's Spencer's, Allen's BMX.com factory Supercross heading down towards the final corner. John Moore, Paul Bernard, Chris Madron. That is your 1, 2, 3 and 4. The McRock River in there in 5. Bentley takes the win. We are looking at the 30 plus women's cruiser B final heading into turn. Another race turn at about 7 or 6 at the moment. Bravo leading them into turn number 2. Manda Hemstock is in that 2 spot. Who's picking up 3 and 4? That's going to be Brock Clements in 3. Emily Arnott's worked her way up to 4 in that second turn. Who's picking up the 5 spot heading into the final corner? It's the 397 of Nicola Wheeler. In and out of the final turn, and it's all about Brock Hemstock from that's your 1, 2, 3. 30 plus women's cruiser on the gate for the 8. 30 plus women are waging war on their 24. Heading for the first corner. Stupple's had a blinding start. Where's SJN? She's on the inside. It's Stupple. SJN goal. That's your front 3. Bringing it back through the second straight. Anita wanting 4. Passy Harding's in there in front. Lead Pendleton 6. Nikki Tiki 7. And that's Rowan Beckett in 8. Third straight action, Stupple, last year's national champion, repping Gospel National Race Team on the jersey. She's running away with this final. She's going to take it down to the stride. Your world number 2, SJN, in there for the 2 spot with the 2 plate of Rebecca going 3. Right, on to the B-pop. Belonging, sorry, 93, I think that's Harry Taylor out of Bournemouth, who's out in front of the moment. BA18 belongs to Sam Pound out of the Norwich BMX Club as they go in down of the turn. Jack Bradley, rusting up racing in there in 3, down to top 3 at the moment. Where is Henry Dodd of Midlands? He's back there in 5, pushing hard in that new Midlands jersey, looking absolutely superb. The 263 in there in 4th, I think Charlie State out of Peterborough, but Harry Taylor from the BMX Club looking like he's going to bring it to the line for the B final. 8-year-old B final on track, heading into turn 1, the 5 for Rowley out of the Brookwood Park National Race Team, leading it at the moment into that second turn. Where is the GT factory rider? Finn Thomas. He's in there in that second spot at the moment, being chased down by Retro Racing Stinker. Last turn action. Thomas looking for a way round Crowley. Can he finding Thomas with the last straight drag race? Here comes Finn Thomas. GT factory going to take the 8-year-old B final win. Right, sorry, here we go. And the Oakley Hill in the mix. He's there in about 5 in a minute, chasing down Noel Alcott from Reactive Racing. But as they go in and out of the turn, it looks like Gilbert is the man in control. Who was taken to the skies there? That was Oscar Sanders from the Street Academy. He's in there in that 6th spot, but it's going to be Gilbert taking it down the final straight. Alan Wood in there in 2, Blakeburn going to go through in 4. Noah North got rounding out the top 3. 10-year-old B final is on track. Looking Kitching and Baptiste, that's your 1 or 2. Sinead's Reed. Academy's Ollie Bird is inside the top 3, but here comes Reactive Racing's Jake James making moves and inside the top 4, looking for a way round Bird, but he's being chased down by SVG Mongooses. Tobias Groves throws it under in the final corner and works his way to the top 4 spot, so it's going to be Kitching, Baptiste, Bird, that should come 3 and Groves in 4. 10-year-old girls B final now, looks like Molly Tomlinson and Emma Holly Webb, I think, in that 2nd position. All riders going down as they come out of turn number 1, not sure who hit the deck, but as they go out of turn number 2, it's still Molly Tomlinson out in front. Emma Dean's in there in 3, just trying to pick up the rider in 4, though it's 6:30 along in Arabella Denson. She's out of Brixton BMX Club. Not sure he was who hit the deck, but Tomlinson is going to take the win from Webb. It was Ruby Evans from Cornwall who went down to win out. 11-year-old boys now out on track for the B final. We are looking at the 4 plate of Finn Munro out of Manchester. He's leading this one out, doing it for Alan's Factory. Who's there with him? Going to be Edward Porter. He headed for that 2nd corner. That looks like it could be Exeter inside the top 3. That is Isaac Moore on the 20 plate. That's your front 3 as he stands. The world is on track, battling it out with Becca Boyd heading for the final corner. Mezo UK in there in 5 at the moment, looking for a way around the 13 of 12 there on the exit of turn number 3. But it's all about Munro. Going to pick up that 11-year-old B final win. Right, let's have a look. We are moving on to the 11-year-old girl, and that is Maisie Surtees. Sinead's Reed Academy. She's in there in 4 as they go in and out of the corner. Holly Richardson, Cheshire, close riders down there, not far down the road, maybe an hour away from here. Our heroes leads having a go as they come to the final turn. Pritchard's looking for a ring as well. As they go in and out of the turn, Richardson and Lee drag racing down the final straight. Ollie Richardson's holding on to it. Richardson and Lee just to the line. Pritchard for 3. Hero P for mirror image of his semi-final. Didn't quite make it happen in that first turn. It's all about Mullen at the moment. Where's Ronnie Payne? He's in the mix at about 6 or 7 at the moment. Got a fucking load of work to do. The 16 plate running under in that final corner. That's going to be a meal challenger working his way into a top 3 spot. Just behind Leighton Harding and GT Factory, but they're all following Marcus Mullen. Everything going out of turn number 1, Millie Ross. He's the lady in control, Laura Keller. Lauren Keller even in there in 2, Evie Dyson. Bradford Bandit, she's back there in about 5 minutes, but pushing hard and chasing down the rider from below. That's going to be Holly Hughes. Holly Hughes trying to make a move from 4 to 3. It's not quite happening. Meanwhile, out in front, Millie Ross. Lauren Keller down the final straight. Ross is going to get the win. Keller's going to get the 2. 13-year-old B final hits the track. That looks like Thomas when he looked like we've got Tom Palmer in the mix inside the top 4. The new addition into that second corner. They go and back out again. So it is Honeywell and the 11 of Douglas into the final corner. Palmer in 3. Ethan Crooks, Martin in 4. Dylan Spence in there for 5. But your race winner looking like it is going to be Honeywell hanging on. All right, moving on, 13-year-old girls. Look at the elbows flying as they come up to number 1. And Bella Gerard stuck him out there and did what needed to be done to work her way in, but it's not over yet. Diving underneath, that was Nisha Jones for these 2 young ladies. Having a right old scrap in the turns. Gerard's got the better of it at the moment. She's holding on to it. There's going to be a drag race down the final straight. Braintree has got a rider in there in 3. That's going to be Molly Keamy Carroll. But it's going to be hard knock fight coaching. Bella Gerard taking the B-final win. 14-year-old Rowan Geddes. So it is going to be Lawrence and Geddes. That's your front 2 riders with June Hindley inside the top 3. Teammates in this one as well in about 7 or 8 at the moment. Oscar Viewer just getting shoved wide in that second turn. So it is a Milo Weller, combination of 2 names. He's inside the top 4, being chased down by Toby Lynn through the final straight. It's going to be Lynch picking up that 5 spot, but your race winner was Elvis Lawrence. 15-year-old B4, and he's in there in 1. And that looks like McCrum in about 4 in the minute. Eddie Stevens trying to get involved from about 6 and trying to work her way around some of these boys in these corners. Got Freddie Franklin checking out. See you later, Mac Potato into that final corner. It is going to be Franklin bringing it down the final straight. Shukimura in there in 3. Jack Daly doing it for Pro Roll as well. And Emmy Seaward back in about 5. 16-year-old Finn College through the second straight. Brown College. Asher 1 and 2 Rusted and Racing is in there in 3 with Joe Pentonbow. In and out of turn number 2. That looks like Santi Townsend making move. Worked his way up to 4. But he's now in the competition with Lewis Collins Nemo in the final corner. Nemo look for a high low. Get it dive under though. He's letting Townsend have that top 4 spot. Nemo going to go through for that 5. Right, 16-year-old girl into the corner for the move came from the reactive rider. That's going to be Simon Maloney, I think, who's working away into that 2 spot. Please, Alexis, BMX.com, Factory Supercross. Both our Vision S1 heading into the final corner. Brown Walters working their way back. That is the rider out of Smiley Flight Club. Eleanor Curtis looking for a top 3 spot battling around the water. 17 to 18-year-olds hit the first turn and Dexter spot with Brandon Mallon in there behind him in 3. SAS Racing getting involved on Sam Hamley heading on through the 3rd straight. Got to be Merseyside BMX. That is the 29 plate of Kean Brown in the mix as well. Being chased down by Malachi Smith out down the final straight. It's Dexter Cambe taking the win. Right, he'll bow your legs off. He's out there in front of them all. Doing it for Braintree, where he's Ben Fitzsimmons. In there in 3, chasing down the line from SAS Racing. I've got a feeling it's Sebastian Hamlin in there in 2. BMX with photography trying to get involved. Luke Davies in there in 5. But he's going to be the hit now. Eddie Cannon. Boom, boom, boom. Boom. BMX on track, all 4-5, they're making moves after Newbury. Out of Platt BMX Club, but he's down under pressure as they bring it into the second turn. It's still Aether looking for a way round, along with Dylan Dixon out of Peterborough. On the 917, Dixon's worked his way into 2. Right in behind Newbury into the final corner. Eaton's in there for 3. The 9 plate is in 4. That's Mark Steele out of Ipswich BMX Club. Where is the 11 plate of Lewis Allison? He's in there in about 6 or 7. Right, Grand Veterans heading down the hill. This is final. Little in there in 2. Craig Nelly Nelson in 3 as they head towards that second corner. Village out in front, looking good in this one. Here comes Stuart Little, evolved bicycle motocross, trying to make his move in that final turn. And the 9 getting involved as well, trying to dive underneath for Matt Village. Whole shot BMX, he's bringing it to the line. Has he took the win? I think he has. The final bringing it through that second straight. She's being chased down by Amy Willetts on a retro racing. And Taylor Lee Mohan into that second corner they go. And back out, Pure Bices inside the top 4. Got to be Harriet Alexander charging through the third straight, trying to pick up a top 3 finish with Mezo UK's Izzy Harris in there in 5. But it's going to be third down the final straight, picking up this final win in the 19 to 29-year-old women. Dixon unders are bringing the thunder. You are looking at these guys charging to another one. Where is Jack Byrne? Has he had the start that he's had all day? Yes, he has. Byrne leads it out for Decoys BMX. Look like the Bronte through to the inside. That was Alejandro Cruz Estevez, but didn't quite make his pick, so he dropped back to about 4. It's all about Decoy at the moment. Where's Luke Barron? He's in there in that 2 spot. Doing it for the Northeast, being chased out by Jensen Dart on the 277. He's in the mix in the last 5 at the moment, the 885 though. It's got to be Albie Howe, he's inside the top 3. Check out guy making moves in the final turn. It's going to be Byrne, Alphonse, Barron for the 2. Who's going to get 3? Looks like Albie Howe's going to round out the podium positions. 6 and under little. 6 and under, pedaling princesses are a go, heading for turn number 1, who's been shot out of a cannon, looking like number 2 all the way from lane number 8, retro racing, ladies and gentlemen, second on a turn number 1, it is Kerr leading them out, who's chasing her down, looking like we've got the one of the horse, and it's the 275 of Eric Burrows, picking up the 2 spot, Preston Pirates in 3, that's Amari Gibson on the 139 plate. She's under all sorts of pressure, but the 980 of Alice Morey, left in the mid-length jersey, headed for the 4 Cardiff BMX, that's only Paul Jones in 5, and the 6 spot is the 905 Aubrey Chambers out of Cardiff, but it's Kerr, Alfred Burrows doing all she can to chase her to the wire, it's going to be Kerr, Burrows, that's your 1 and 2, Gibson in there for 3, Laurie in 4, Jones in 5, and it is all. We are go, go, go with the 7-year-old boys. Oliver Bridle on the inside. Shelby Yates, he's right there in the middle and absolutely threading the needle down that first straight towards turn number 1. Look at the battle between these 2 young men getting into it. In turn number 1, Bridle gets his own way. He's out in front. That is Isaac Tomlinson. In there in 3, Benji Ross Foster in 4. Lou and Jamir, I think, rounding out the top 5, but he's been shuffled back a little bit. But from Exeter BMX Club, Oliver Bridle leading it towards the final turn. Shelby Yates is in and out we go. Bridle, Yates, Tomlinson, in comes the right. He's at BMX Club. Benji Ross Foster, is he going to pick up the 3? I think he is. Bridle, Yates, Ross Foster. That is your top 3. Also, number 4. 7-year-old girls, this one is small points, it's Grand Prix racing. I've got no idea how it stands at the moment, but let's have a look as they head down towards turn number 1. Sophia, Esme, Hattie in that order at the moment, the 564 of Evie Knight. She's in there in that 4 spot, Ada in 5, Tia in 6, that's Ross Kennedy in there in 7. As they go towards the second turn, as they work their way past Sophia. Hattie's not done yet either. She'll be looking for a way round down the final straight. Esme, Sophia, Hattie, that is your 1, 2, 3 at the moment. Hattie's looking for the 2. She's having a go at Sophia down the final straight. Who's going to get it on the line? Esme, Sophia, Hattie, I think, in that order. Which round? The 8-year-old boys hit the track for their final, and they are charging for turn number 1. Fisher's been shot out of a cannon, looking to pick up the whole shot into the turn. With rapid rolling, he's in there with about 4, so it is going to be Fisher leading on. Who's out there with him? Going to be Clayton in the mix inside the top 3. Yes, he is in third as he stands. Arlo Payne is in there in 2. Fisher, Payne, rushing from 2 as they call on in and out of turn number 2. Teddy Gorman's in there in 3. Looking like Clayton and Burfield are going at it for the top 4 finish. Fisher though, hanging on to it in and out of the final corner. Redditch 20s. Archie Fisher down the final straight. Here comes Teddy Gorman looking for a late chance to the line for a top 2 finish. Oh! He hits the deck across the line. I think he might have caught Arlo Payne's back wheel as he 8-year-old girls hit the track in final number 46. Sharon Cloud sorted race here on lane number 1. That's Maggie Devine. Well, your race leader into the turn is going to be the 657 of Mabel Pine out of PCR and Exeter Eagles. So he's Pine leading this one out. Radco Racing still a Hewitt is in there in the 2 spot. Going to be Devine in there in 3. Who's picking up 4 as he goes in and out of the second corner? That's Abigail Henny. So your full 4 little ladies all set at the moment, but it can all change as they come into the final turn. It's going to be Pine leading them through down the final straight. Has Hewitt got enough left in the tank? Pine to the line. She's going to take the win in this one. Hewitt for 2. Who's going to get 3 and 4? It's going to be Devine and Henny. All right, moving on to the 9. Right, here we go. Here's the 9-year-old boys heading down the hill. That looks like Henry Sullivan leading it into that first turn, but do not counter and check for empty. Oh my word, he tried to carve underneath and steal it away from Henry Sullivan. Look at these 2 boys go. Elbow to elbow as they go towards the turn to Palos. He's a done. The Palos underneath steals away that second place from Aztec for empty. Remy's working his way down the inside now towards the final corner. Henry Sullivan taking to the skies. Remy's going to have a blow down the final straight. I think he's left himself a bit too much to do. It's going to be Sullivan, Perepni, Sopranos, Garbachick, right in that order. 9-year-old girls, the 8. The girls are going. We've got Mika Gibson out of Preston in this one, and Ellie Robinson out of Copenhagen on the inside. Doing it for Moto 118. Dee Miller is going to lead it into the turn. She's in there in 1. Ella Granty 2. Lauren Snell going through. Ian Free, the Bradford rider, Lady Dyson. Round down the top 4 with Gibson out of Preston. In there in 5. From leading it through Phoebe Miller, the 0-1, the British champion. Moto 118. Under the Watch the Lion by Baxter. In and out of the turn we go. Looks like it's going to be a win for them. So Miller takes it to the line. Absolute bicycle going across the Elegant. In there in 2. Wouldn't like to say he picks up the 3. 10-year-old boys. The gate goes down and the 10-year-old boys hit the track. Falls on the inside, heading for the first corner. Who's going to pick up the whole shot this year? 1 and 1. Oscar Millard is going to be a British champion. Garza receives an elbow in the turn and ends up to the back of the pack. Shaw leads it out. That's going to be Jesse Rose. In there, Thomas Giles is there in that 2 spot. In and out of the second corner they go. Reactive Racing is in the mix as well. That's going to be Belton inside the top 3. Darcy's not done yet. He's coming back. Belton at the inside in the final turn. Belton works his way from 3 to 2. Shaw, Belton, Giles, Garcia 1, 2, 3. Darcy's got enough left in the tank. He enters the 2-in-1-hour competition. Final 15 is the track, the 10-year-old girls. All right, out of the gate, and it's Bishop on the inside, charging for the first corner. And she'll pick up the whole shot, I think she will. New world number 7, leads it out for Halo Wheels Race Team. Look at the elbow bash into the rise of Pavel's received in the first third. That was Geddes working her way into a top 3 spot, but it's been snapped away again. Fire in the Henderson in and out of turn number 2. It is going to be Bishop leading it Dyson in that 2 spot. Who's picking up 3 and 4? It's Henderson and Geddes. Here comes Powell. She's not done yet. Last turn action. Can she make a high-low stick? Not quite. She's going to try and drag race to the final straight. Bishop, Dyson, Henderson. That's your front 3. Geddes going to run out the top row. Right, Manchester BMX hole shot for the 11-year-olds. Right, 11-year-olds heading down the hill for the Manchester hole shot. Well, I'm going to let somebody from Manchester Club decide exactly who it is. Connor Hemphill into the corner. Here we go. Hemphill, Jackson, Orland, and only 2, 1, 2, 3. Jacob Hamilton in there in 4. Preston Newmark Powell in 5. That might be Teddy Jones in there in 6 as they come out of the turn. Well, Connor, the hitman Hemphill doing it for GT Bicycles in towards the final turn. In and out we go. Connor Hemphill bringing it to the line. Benny Jackson, good to see him back in 2. Anderson for 3. LCT on a rider in 4. Next up, 11-year-old girl. 11-year-old girls heading on the first straight there into Manchester BMX Club hole shot toward up for grabs. Let's have a look who's going to get it. Becky Wills is going to be into the turn first. Wills, Egan, 1 and 2. That looks like Moto Wall going in there as well. That's going to be great. Oh, we have lost Izzy Underhill. Coming out of turn number 1, she's up, she's all right. That is good to see. Meanwhile, Becky Wills and Maisie Egan fighting it out down the straight. Who'd act in there in 3. That is a Trixie Strange in there in 4, Amelia Rowe in 5, Ellie Beat in 6, Freya on 4, in 7. Well, Becky Wills taking the win. Doing it for Pro Stars. Easy Underhill walks away, she'll be back. 12-year-old boys hit their track. Bibby's been shot out of Canada for Pro Star. His teammate just taken a win in the 11-year-old girls, and he wants to do the same in the 12 boys. Billy Rowlands, that's your 1 and 2 as he exits turn number 1. Looks received an elbow from Purple Wide as he brings it back through the straight. Bibby looks underneath. Rowlands looks underneath Bibby in the turn. Looking to dive under, so it is still Bibby. Out front, your European number 4 leading it from the national number 2 of Leo Rowlands. Archie Purple Wide's in 3. Let's Archie Ramirez in 4. It's getting busy for 5 looks hanging on, but it's going to be James Bibby taking the win in the 12-year-old boys. Rowlands White 2-3. Twelve-year-old girls hit the track. Who are we looking at as they cut the whole shot, bringing it to the first end. Riders received an elbow from Fawcett's going to lead it on. Freya Harris is the airbag in turn number 1, so it's all about the hard knocks out front at the moment. From Fawcett, Grace Gerard, that's your 1 and 2. Who's in 3? Oh, look at the move from Pure Bright. Iris Hyder is getting busy for the 2 spot. But from Fast Fawcett, your European number 2 has checked out from the pack. Hyder's worked her way into a top 2 spot. Fawcett, Hyder, Harris, Gerard, that's your 1, 2, 3 and 4. Pritchard's in there for 5. Wow. 25. 13-year-olds heading down the hill. Let's have a look who's going to be the first into the turn. JP Jack Perkins doing it in there. Oh, it's a very right assignment. Look at it. Alice in there as well. That looks like Mizar in there in quarters. It's going on in the second turn. James Miller doing it for GT. JP's not done yet. He's going to have a good go. Down this final stretch. Charlie's on Fred. What a move from Charlie. Absolutely is perfect to steal the third. Miller takes the win. Oh. 13-year-old girls Argo hits Warren Coffin, took a dive on Wardle, Connell through into the turn. We know looks like FB is picking up the whole shot. Oh, the pure bike trying to dive in underneath. Driving up corner like a Christmas turkey. Ruby Warren taking the lead from FB. This one's not over yet, not by that. Oh! FB in the turn! Comes down, takes the coaster with her. Oh, so unfortunate. Tigers have got a rider in there in 3. That looks like Martha Cotton in 4. It all went off in the turn. Esme Ward got pushed up high, came back down. 14-year-olds are gone. There's £100 on the line for the first rider around the first turn. Kobe Raven's looking for Aether, taking the whole shot. Rocky in there in 2, Coffee in there in 3. That looks like Nate Hamilton rounding out the top 4. Keep the P4's rough, raining down the gravy in there in 5 as they head towards that final turn. Noel 3 in there in 6 as they go in and out. Toby Rayford, see you later, Max Potato. He's going to get this one. Flippy for the 2, Hamilton for the 3, Poppy and Heat 4 and 5. We are woo are. 14-year-old girls, the final heading down towards the first turn. We are looking at Emma Easton. Is she going to get the whole shot? Oh, it's going to be close. In and out of the turn we go. Libby Coffin in down with about 6 for the moment. Marina Serafina Gianolino doing it for the Evolve Collective. In and out of the corner, it's Moto, Warner, Racing, Empty Miller. He's out in front, Gianolino in 2, Emma 3. That looks like the 6th place belonging to Sister Jody Cleave. Rounding out the top 4, Jelia's in there in 5. Libby in 6. Thea Pickens, Sophie Coulson are 7 and 8. 15-year-old boy. 15-year-old boys hits the track quickly. Adelaide number 1 is charging for the turn, but it's all about factory Supercross. 5DS. 5DS are racing up an age group. He's out front of the moment. It's getting all kinds of crazy as they head into turn number 2. DS leads it out. Seely's in there behind him. Where is James? He's in there in about 4 minutes. That looks like Duffy in there for 3. Last third action. It's all about IDS out front. Has he got enough left to hang on to it? Here comes Duffy down for the wire. It's going to be IDS. Amos Duffy, Lucas Seely, that's your 1, 2, 3. 15-year-old girls hits the track. Where is Watson? She's been shot out of the cannon, heading for the first corner. And she's shut down the E4 of Brown. But Brown isn't done yet. They're out for a first turn. Worked her way underneath, and now it is the E4 leading this one through. Watson's in there in 2. Who's in 3? Looking like we've got Burge out of Green Machine. That's Summer Glynn in there for 4. Ruby Walford's in there in 5. Last third action. Lottie can't start, won't start Brown. Looking like she's going to wrap up this 15-year-old girl's win for absolute bicycle motocross. Brown, Watson, Burge, that's your 1, 2, 3. Right, 16-year-old boys heading down the hill. Kai Plains with an absolute flyer from the middle. Emily in there as well as there towards the first turn. Where is Eli Smith? He's in there at 3 in the moment. Chasing down Emily. Oh, one rider goes wide up. No feeling that was copying. Kai Plains opening up a bit of a lead now as they come out of turn number 2. No, we're Emily in that second spot. Eli Smith's in there in 3 for actually 4 playing in 5. In and out of the turn we go. Emily's not done yet. He's charging on the back of Kai Plains. Here comes Eli Smith as well. He's going to be following Emily Smith in that order. Right, here we go, heading down the hill, 16-year-old girls, this one for the end, huge whole shot, gift bump, into the turn, we got Jeff Marriott, I think it was, as they come out of the turn, moving on in there into pro start, getting involved as well, that's going to be Lafayette Marnie, oh, the inside there, and Ruby, and just stealing a position away, that looks like Lexi Wade working her way down the outside, but it is the W4, jumping Jeff Marriott, in and out the final turn, Marriott taking it to the line. Lafayette Marnie for 2, Lexi for 3, Ruby for 4. "17 to 18-year-old Tara go Gerard. Let's have a goal! Someone pulled the pin on the grenade and chaos is through it in the first straight. Gerard leads it out. That's someone in 2. Clark's in 3. Young's in 4. The front 4 are looking safe and clear. Everyone else has hit the deck, but it's all about George Gerard. Oh, that's someone isn't done yet. He wants to hunt him down this final straight. Who's going to get the win? Esteban putting pressure up to the line. That one was tight. I think Esteban might have nicked it. Put your hands together, ladies and gents. 17 to 18-year-old girls hit the track. Grace Gerard trying to great start out of about lane number 3. Mika Pritchard is in the back of the middle of the pack at the moment into turn number 1. It's going to be Gerard, Aether, that's your 1, 2, 3. Pritchard is in there about 4, back into that wing Hemstock. Let's just bring it into 2, number 2. But it's Becca Gerard, Rab races at the moment, leading this one out. Esme Brook in there in 2, good for Mezo UK, doing all she can to close the gap. Viviana Amy Hepburn under pressure from Yetska Hemstock, but she's under pressure herself. From Pritchard in the final turn, it makes it work. From 5 to 4, so it's going to be Gerard for the win. 1 for 2, Hepburn for 3. Nineteen to 29-year-olds hit the track. Callum Todd Maple on the outside, heading for turn number 1. Raxford's going to lead it into the turn. Savage throws it in there and works his way into that 2 spot 70. Bradshaw, Clark and Kay hit the deck. Bradshaw leads it out, but he's going to be Savage in there for 2. Ollie Clips under pressure in 3. Here comes Callum Todd Maple around the outside in the final turn. Weber UK, he's going to pick up the win. Tyrese Bradshaw having a quality season. It's really Savage for the 2. We won. 19 to 29-year-old women hit the track. We will be looking out on the inside. Emily Green doing it for Green Machine Tribe. She's looking for a home shot into the turn, and I think she's found it. Green leads it out. Then that's Phoebe Webster on the E6 plate in there in 2. Where is Carlton? She's in about 4 at the moment. Look for Webster teeing up the move, and she's made it stick. The 7 is going to be Webster leading it from Green. Drew's just about hanging off Carlton, headed for the final turn. But it's all about absolute outfront. Going to be your European number 6, Evie Webster, picking up the win after a quality turn 2 move. Green for the 2, and it was Hannah Drew in 3. Right, next up the match. Here we go, the Masters heading down the hill towards that first turn. Sean is in the middle of the pack, coming Lucas on the inside. Looks like Lucas, he's picking up the whole shot. He's in very well. George English trying to get involved as well. He's doing his trademark move up from 5th to 4th to 3rd. Trying to dive underneath in the turn, can't quite make it stick. Out in front, stay strong, Clark and Kent. Billy Lucas looking like he's going to get this one from gate to finish. Higley's going well in 2, Lillingston in there in 3. Heading towards that line, Billy Lucas taking the win. The Masters. We come the 21 and under young ladies. These are they're not 30 plus, none of them are over the age of 30. They're all in the prime of the year. And it is Rebecca Dolan 31, Nita in 2, Wong in 3. Marsha rounding out the top 4 as it stands right now. Magic Manda in there in 5 with her healing hands of heaven. Under pressure from Fiona Barrett as they come down that 3rd straight. Beckons leading it into the turn though. It's going to be Becker, Nita, Wong, 1, 2, and 3, Marsha in 4. Who's Magic Man? They're going to hold on for the 5. I think he is. Final 69, these are your bets headed for the first corner. Looking like stay strong, seeing Cage Matt Barlow that's gotten a great start. What do you look Calvers with Hollands down the first straight. Watson has taken full advantage and worked his way into 2. Barnard, Watson, here comes Watson, it's number 2 and he makes it stick. So Watson can new race needed and wins Hollands, he's in there in 3. 2 days in there in 4, Torora's in there in... Oh! Chaos in the final turn! Barnard made it happen round the outside. Fraser Watson down in a heap, straight back up to his feet. Right, here we go, Grand Veterans heading out towards Senegal, Alan Hill. Brett Archibald, Ian Archibald, Oggy starting underneath. He must be thinking there's a door that's out in front of him. Ryder hitting the deck. Got a feeling that was Fitzroy Bright rolling around on the floor. Let's hope he's up and okay. So Hilly, Archibald, Ogden, Archibald in that order. Sean Andrews inside the top 5. Mr. I'm never going to race again. Brett Knight in there in 6. Stephen Fortune in 7. Alan Hildwich getting up an axle. First to the championship finals, heading down the hill. These are championship women on the 9/11, the former Olympic champion. Bethany Schumer in front. Emily Hutt working her way into 2. Behind her, she's got the stage strong duo, Betsy Bax and Elsa Rendell top. Pretty sure in that. Oh, it's all got big stuff in the turn. Riders diving underneath, crucial. Sienna Harvey now in that 3rd position. But she's absolutely gone. She's in a different postcode. Bethany Schremer from Emily Hutt. 1 and 2, Sienna in the 3. Betsy in the 4. Yeah, it goes down. Julia hit the track. Half side, a great start out of lane number 1. Bordero's in the middle of the pack, heading into the first corner. Bordero threats Nina and works his way up for 2. I have no idea how he's managed that, but he's got Kendall right there with him. On his inside into the second corner. To his half. Kendall, Bordero, Dasher 1, 2, 3. Davies is in there in 4. Hayes in 5. Last good action. Finn Hoff. Be Strong Race Team NSR Foundation is checked out from the bike. Jump Professor and Tools coming through for 2 and 3. That's going to be Kendall and Davies. Hold on to the house, Superclass on track. White's had a great start, Martin's on the inside, heading for the turn. Oh, the ball slows to sideways. Here comes Tanner, Gordon, Martin. That's the 1, 2, 3 is the Aperture number 2. Looks like how Russell's received an elbow. It's all about Tanner on the moment. Martin chasing down Cornish. Last turn action. It's got Tanner, Cornish, Martin, Russell, Strickland, Greener. That's the 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 and 6. Harry Tanner takes the win on his home track here in Manchester. What a final, ladies and gents. Right, that wraps up your racing for round number 5 of the BMX National Series here at Platt Fields, the Field of Dreams, Manchester. We are back tomorrow morning for yet more banging BMX. Good.